Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. My name is Bob Lennon, president of Thermalwood Canada and host for the show. And today our special guests are Brian and Erin Schryer. And you guys are the owners of Kent & White Insurance. And lately you've heard things on the news and the radio about you guys winning some awards. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. We're actually thrilled to initially find out that we were named a finalist for the Excellence in Corporate Social Responsibility Award for the Canadian insurance industry. So Erin and I were fortunate enough to attend the awards event in Toronto, and we were up against some other pretty large companies within the Canadian insurance industry. We were one of only two brokerages named a finalist, and lo and behold, we ended up winning the award. And
so tell us a little bit about what that is incorporated into that award. What does it mean?
Sure. So it really focused on organizations within the Canadian insurance industry that made a deliberate effort to be dedicated to community, philanthropy, and just general giving back. So when they looked at it, they looked at the organizations that really made a dedication to making that impact within the community, not only locally, but nationally, and even for some global causes or international causes. And so out of all the categories that were announced that evening, I often say that that one was probably the one that we were the most proud of to win, and we did.
Well, congratulations on winning that. And before we started the interview, we had a little bit of a chat of the fact that, you know, you guys are young entrepreneurs. Okay, and you've taken over the business from your dad, and but this is still an old boys club. You know, the insurance business, that's how I look at it from looking from outside, and you guys are young, and now all of a sudden you're making all kinds of noise inside that industry. You know, you're winning awards, and this is not the first one that you've won, right? You won last year, and I believe you won another award just recently too, right?
Yeah, we were again named one of the top workplaces in the Canadian insurance industry. So as we were mentioning before, we've really put a focus on trying to have the best culture that we can. Insurance has a lot of great things about it as an industry when you're in it. It's a very stable job. You know, it's a great industry to be in. So when we looked at it, we said, well, it's already a great industry to be in, but how can we attract the best team possible? Because for us, it's all about our team. So we were really deliberate in creating this culture that we really believed in, that people wanted to come to. And I think that that's led to a lot of our success, is that we take culture as seriously as we do our financials, our marketing, any other area of the business. I'd even argue that culture is the number one most important area of the business that we focus on.
So this being a family-owned business, Erin, I'm going to turn to you now, but how do you see like the family side of it and pulling all that stuff together? How's that work for you?
One of the best parts about a family business is the people that you're in it with are the people that you trust more than anybody in your life, right? So Brian's family left such a beautiful legacy within Kent & White that, you know, we've been able to take a lot of those principles and maybe just modernize them a little bit. But Brian and I and everybody who are within the business really do just operate as a big family. And if you look at the values of any of the people who work here, us, absolutely anybody, we're all aligned on a lot of the same principles, whether it's the way we treat our clients with complete honesty, the way we give back to communities, the whole concept of family really flows right through our entire company.
Well, you know, you talked about modernizing too at the same time. So we're in your brand spanking new building now. So you just moved too, just lately from Main Street. Now you're over here on the other side of a town, you know, just off of St. Peter's Avenue. So what does that mean for you?
It's exciting. A lot of it for us is, you know, we had so much history in the old building at 280 Main, but it just wasn't working for us anymore. And it wasn't meeting the modern needs of our work family. So moving into here, it's nice, it's bright, it's new. We have new things that we're able to offer both our clients and our team. We have an on-site gym. We have more space for them to have lunch and really gather together. And it's just a place that's really nice to be able to come work with the people that you enjoy and to do business.
And you have a radio in your fridge.
And we have a radio in our fridge, which is pretty cool.
Our fridge plays music.
Everyone seems to really like that.
It's kind of interesting too, as you go through, and you're making it a lot more comfortable for everybody as you go through. And speaking that comfort part, we also kind of, prior to this interview, talked a little bit about Atlantic Canada. And, Brian, you talked about the fact that, family owned, independents, there's not that many left, right?
Yeah.
And so what does that bring to your world too?
Yeah, I think it's important. I heard somebody say one time, it matters who owns what, right? And the fact that we're here, we're in Atlantic Canada, we're locally owned, our interest is in Atlantic Canada. And even more specifically, Northern New Brunswick here. So when you work here, you live here, and when your company's owned here, you just have so much more of a vested interest in the success of the area. And I think that, to your point, Atlantic Canada businesses want to see Atlantic Canada businesses do well. So we've had a lot of success just in networking, in dealing with other Atlantic Canada businesses that that whole locally owned family component means something to them. And you can take, a bit of comfort in knowing that when you're independent, when you're owned here in Atlantic Canada, again, most of what you do is going to go back to Atlantic Canada. And
that's important, and we seem to lose sight of that all the time. And Atlantic Canada, to me, is special. We've got so much to offer compared, and sometimes we just can't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
So and that happens often, right? And so, anything that we can do to try to bring all our community, our business community, back together again, and I think is good. And what you guys are doing is great. So, congratulations on the award.
Thank you.
And I wish you the best with your brand new bright building here. Like you said, there's a lot of white walls compared to what you had before, right?
Lots of pictures to hang.
A lot of pictures to hang. You'll be at this for a while. But I wish you the luck with your new location.
Thank you.
You've got a fresh young team here too, and that's the other part too. I think you got rid of all the old guys. They're all retired now. Mark was the last one, and your dad were probably the last ones to walk out the door. So
they set us up for success.
They did.
We owe a ton to them for sure.
Without question.
That's great to hear, and I'm sure they'll be happy to hear that too. So again, congratulations on the awards. You're well deserved for you guys, and continue on all the work that you're doing in the community and stuff. I think that's great. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
There we are. Another edition of Northern Heat for this week, the place you come to listen to the stories that haven't been discovered yet.